Hi, I'm Ariana and I'm going to show you how to set up your Inkscape for use with Inkstitch, as well as setting up your Inkstitch preferences initially. I'm not going to show you how to use Inkscape or install Inkstitch, as there are already great guides available out there. I've been using Inkstitch for about 4 years now, and I believe it's a great tool that has come a long way for digitizing. So, once you open up Inkscape and you have Inkstitch installed, you want to go to File, Document Properties, and under this first tab here, Display, you'll have front page and your format with preset sizes, your document units, and your width and your height. I'm going to set mine to millimeters because I know how wide my hoop is. And it's 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters. That is the most common size for domestic machines now. Sometimes it might be 5 by 7, might be bigger, might be smaller. Just know the size of yours and enter it here. It will help you with sizing your design. And if you don't know the millimeter measurements for your hoop, you can always set it to inches. Now we're going to stay in Document Properties and we're going to click Grids up here. And we're going to add a rectangular grid. And what I like to do is I like to keep it in millimeters, the grid units. And I like to set my spacing X and Y to 1. So when you zoom into your document, you can see each little square represents a millimeter. Now when you zoom out, those are major grid lines, and if you scroll down on document properties, you can see that you can change it to 10, 3, whatever you want. I like to keep mine at 5. And you can mess around with the grids here, or the grid options here, and set it to dots, keep it to lines. It's totally up to you. So now that we have that done, we can exit out of document properties. Now if you go to File here, and you click Save Template, you can name your new page, your custom page, to whatever you want. I'm going to name mine 4x4 embroidery because that's what it's for. And you can see here that you can set it as default template. If you are using Inkscape for digitizing primarily, you can do this. I already have a template saved. So what you would do if you were going to set this as your default template, you would check this box and click Save. To get to that, you can either click New if you saved it as your default template and you'll get a new project with that opened up, or you can always go to New from Template, Custom, and then your custom embroidery template will be right here. So now that we've done our page setup, our grid setup, and we saved our page template, we can go into Edit, Preferences, and underneath the tools, we'll see Node Tool. And this may be switched off for you, but always show outline should be checked, and show path direction on outline should also be checked. What this does is if we go to our pen tool over here and we make a line, we can see when we go in a node edit mode that we have an outline, also with the path direction. So what this does is it tells me that I made this node first when I drew the line, and this node second. And if this were to be embroidered as a running stitch, it'd start right here, it'd go in to the right and end right here. Now when we have path direction off, we don't see which way this line is going. So that is why it's always helpful to keep those on. It'll tell you which way your satin stitches are running, your running stitches. It's a good option to have enabled overall. Now, if we don't show the outline, we don't see the outline without hovering over the stroke. So if I were to hide this stroke, I don't see the outline at all. I don't even see it when I hover over the stroke. But when I have always show outline on, now I can see the stroke. And this is helpful for when I am tracing a design and I want to hide my stroke to get it as lined up with the edge of the design as possible. So what you want to do now is you want to go to Extensions, Inkstitch, Preferences. And now you want to go to the Global tab. And this setting, default minimum jump stitch length, you'll want to set this to probably 5 millimeters. If you have a machine that automatically trims jump stitches that are above a certain length, you'll want to set this to the value that you have on your machine. Mine personally is set to 5 millimeters. 5 millimeters is also a good length to have because anything less than 5 millimeters when it comes to jump stitches, they're kind of a pain to trim manually with scissors. So by enabling this option, if it's not already enabled on yours, it'll show you how many jump stitches you have in your design when you do a realistic render that are smaller than 5 millimeters, which, like I said, will be a pain to trim. So when we just click OK after setting our auto trim, we can view our stroke here. I'll just set it to a dotted line because that signifies that this is a running stitch. So here we have our running stitch, and let's just say we'll do another running stitch 3 millimeters from it. And now there's another running stitch. And now let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another running stitch a little bit over 5 millimeters away. And now we're going to select this with the box select with the selection tool. And we are going to go to Extensions, Inkstitch, Visualize and Export, Stitch Plan Preview. I have it set to Realistic View High Quality. Now we don't need the render jump stitches on because it'll automatically remove the jump stitches that are longer than 5 millimeters, but it'll still display the jump stitches shorter than 5 millimeters. So if we click apply and we wait for a few seconds, we can see over here that our shorter jump stitch is displayed, but our longer one is not. So that's about it for setting up your Inkstitch in Inkscape. Next video, I'm going to be showing you a few things about fill stitches. But I hope this video was of use to you, and I hope to make some more videos in the future about this.